No Man's Sky Adrift, that's the name of the new patch dropping for No Man's Sky. Of course, also with Expedition 13, which brings some very interesting gameplay twists. We're gonna play in a completely desolate universe with some brand new mechanics and also some interesting things that should make our journeys a lot more difficult. There's no NPCs, no life forms, no help, just you, your ship, and you're pretty much ready to take on whatever there is in this universe to basically survive. So let's jump right into it. A lot has changed in the years since No Man's Sky released. There's so much we love about the game now, but there was something unique at release in how alone you felt in the universe. Going further back, I have great memories of early unreleased versions of No Man's Sky, where there were no NPCs, no shops, no help, just you the player as a tiny dot lost in the infinite. For our next update, we wanted to allow players to experience an alternative universe, which we are calling Adrift. And for the first time, players can be truly alone in No Man's Sky. We think it's a special feeling. And yeah, it definitely looks like it. It seems that we are getting some interesting new places to visit. It seems that some of the former things we used to see on very special planets can now be seen in space. Also some of these sandworms that now appear on abandoned planets. This never used to be the case before, as they only spawned on ones that actually have life being sustained. But that's not the case anymore. They can literally spawn anywhere. And we actually have a bit about that as well. So in this alternative universe, which is more dangerous too, with sandworms now roaming free and fiend eggs spreading across planets. Buildings are broken and rusted, the few remaining landmarks, the graves of lost travelers. In space, a new ghostly frigate beckons, allowing players to recruit a piece of this lonely universe. Of course, this is going to be part of an expedition, so there are some rewards in here too. And one of the biggest rewards is going to be the brand new hauler called the Iron Vulture. For all of you hauler starship lovers out there, it looks something like this. I think it's very unique, and the best part is that you can actually scrap this, get its components, and then just funnel those into your current hauler if you have a better one. Personally, I really love the wings on this one. I think they are very unique and definitely some of the best animations I've seen for a hauler in quite some time. So long overdue bit of love shown to haulers, but to help provide safe haven, we have this new bulky hauler called the Iron Vulture. And since we added ship customization in our last update, we're also seeding the game with lots of new customization options in Adrift. Adrift was supposed to actually be our next expedition, which it still is, but it's ballooned out into an update filled with improvements, new unique gameplay content, and rewards. Some of the other rewards included here, of course, besides just like posters and like titles and whatnot, we also have like a stealth paint that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. Also some new like base parts, starship wreckage base parts. Also a brand new companion, as well as this ship of the damned. But yeah, let's go over some of these changes right now. So this relates to the Adrift Expedition. We're going to step into an empty universe where we will find ourselves surrounded by other travelers, yet somehow still alone. The galaxy has been abandoned. There's no life to be seen anywhere, no aliens, no operational space stations, none of the usual network of shops nor buildings. Though everybody will awaken on the same desolate, worm-infested planet, wherever this is called, you will not be together in the usual sense. The boundaries between realities have in fact thickened. Communication is consumed by static. Even the usually bustling space anomaly is eerily silent. So this definitely reminds me of the early days No Man's Sky pre-next update, when we used to see like bubbles instead of other player characters. I wonder if that's going to be the case here as well. That would definitely be an interesting throwback. Also in the trailer, we've seen a bit of how these space stations will operate. Obviously, it seems that we have the old versions of the abandoned space stations, which are the old version of No Man's Sky 1.1. There's also this shot of the same space anomaly room where we leave Artemis during the main story campaign, so I do wonder if this also brings back the old anomaly setup. Now, in terms of some of the stuff you're gonna see here in this Forsaken universe, deprived of support from merchants and traders, self-reliance is more critical than ever. Survive a spread of repair, exploration, and combat challenges, and meditate upon the darkness of deep space. Completing this lonely journey will reward you an exclusive range of collectibles, including the Knowing Scholar Companion, a supply of starship stealth paint, a ghostly frigate, and the unique Iron Vulture starship. And I'm even more excited about the stealth paint. This is one of the previews of the stealth paint. Of course, this is going to turn that ship of yours into that full black, completely matte black color. I think that this is something that people wanted for a very long time. We used to have this only as a bug before, but now it's actually its own color. Looks really awesome. It also seems that there are up to 3, or well, actually 4 additional paint styles that we can switch between, so I wonder what the other 2 are going to be like. It seems that this update is actually slightly more significant than we previously thought. Also, we have that Knowing Scholar Companion. This is a nightmarish creature, pretty much the babies of the alien horrors that usually jump from previously hatched eggs. So now that we have the parent from another expedition like a couple of years back, we also have the offspring, it seems. Also, Ship of the Damned, which unfortunately is only a frigate. It does look really cool. Hopefully this eventually will make it as a freighter, or at least the effects on it. Maybe we're gonna get these in the future. I would love this on my dreadnought, I'm not going to lie. Iron Vulture is of course going to be our transport. This is going to protect us in this vast universe. Of course, going to be a high capacity hauler featuring a unique silhouette and industrial metal finish. The ironclad metal finish may be applied to any newly constructed starship in the fabricator. Additionally, the Iron Vulture can also be scrapped and its components utilized in the manufacture of a new hauler. I'm not sure if this means we can only scrap this piece by piece, or if we scrap it, do we get all of its components, because it's not just the wings, also the fronts and the backs. So it's actually multiple components, but I'm not sure if we can get all of them from just one of these Iron Vultures. But it looks really awesome, and I'm just going to use it the way it is and probably upgrade it from that point on. But as you may or may not know, you can actually jump straight into the expedition from the expedition terminus aboard the Space Anomaly from any normal save file you already have. And this might even give you a slight advantage given how you can transfer some of your upgrades, even some of the gear or loot, and even your starship to that expedition save. You have about 7 weeks to complete this, which is plenty of time, but this also means you can get a bunch of rewards by completing that expedition. So previously we used to get a ton of Quicksilver, you also get the final score, it also gives you a ton of nanites, money, and other resources plus upgrades. So even if you only hunt for those, it's still going to be extra worth it. We also have a bit about some of the future possible updates we have on No Man's Sky. So we already had 2 updates in this year with the release of Omega, where we invited everybody to try the game for free, and then the previous Orbital, which overhauled the space stations and introduced a long requested feature, which was of course the ship customization we now all love. We are grateful to have such an incredible community. It has been exciting and fascinating to see you all hunting, salvaging, and documenting the hundreds of starship components available to assemble your dream ships. We have much more planned for 2024, and today we are launching this 13 No Man's Sky community expedition. But yeah, this more planned for 2024 is definitely getting me super excited. Hopefully this also means Light No Fire will get released in 2024, though I'm kind of starting to doubt that a little bit. Anyway, besides that, the only thing we have left is, of course, a number of changes and improvements to memory usage, so a bit of optimization over there as well. Also, like base parts pop in after loading, that has also been fixed, and everything else is just minor fixes, so this is something that you typically don't ever notice in normal playthrough situations. Anyway, that is about it for now. It's not the water update I wanted. I hope that No Man's Sky at some point does get a water upgrade and maybe some physics upgrades, but I'm not keeping hopes too high right now. But this is it with Adrift. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.